All right, we're streaming. We're here. How exciting! How cool! I am feeling worse than yesterday, so never mind on the getting better from being sick thing that I was really hoping for. It doesn't appear to be happening, so that's fun. We have this song in 5/4 that I started yesterday, and I kind of like it. I like the premise, I like the direction, I like where we're going. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make. I started making a second drop, and so we have kind of the first drop done. I'm going to try to improve some of the synths, and then we'll try to build out and expand the second drop. And it's going to end up being a long song, I think. It's going to end up being like 6 minutes long or something. Unless I like change the BPM. I don't fucking know. We'll see. Have you ever been in the chat before? Are you a new person? Am I just getting trolled immediately? Channel activity. Messages in the last year. Just being rude. Okay, no, that's cool. We'll just ban you. You know what? I'll give you 24 hours. If you really, for whatever reason, want to come back tomorrow, you can. Okay. And then, what to do with 90 hertz to 150 hertz? My mix sounds so tight. In this mix, I'm not really doing too much in regards to that frequency range. It's mostly just sub bass with a couple harmonics. Like the low end is just like this thing, this guy here. So notice I mute the sub. My hair is going fucking crazy. I mute the sub, and then there's like nothing in that range practically. There's like a tiny bit from I don't know the other layers, but so I don't know. You just don't want things competing really in that frequency range. And if there is multiple elements playing in the frequency range, they should all be playing the exact same notes and stuff so that they're all in phase. Right? There's that guy. Where's the operator? There's also an operator patch. This guy here. Yeah. Yeah, this guy's doing a little bit too. So that's like most of the low end, but there's really just not that much actually going on there other than really simple patches. I'm using a hip hop sub also, which is like my go-to sub bass pretty much. It's just a stock preset. It's basically just a sine wave with a little bit of distortion, and has a little bit of inharmonic FM synthesis via the LFO, changing the pitch, right? That up, and then we'll put this guy here as well. Hey, what's up, Jade? See, you think it's danceable, and then you play it to a crowd of people, and then no one knows what the fuck to do because it's not just like 4/4 dubstep with a snare on the 2 and 4. It's, you know. Right, we need way more elements and stuff. Doing cool shit. So let's get, I don't know, a wave table right here. Here, this guy I want to be something entirely new. So this guy will also hit with the instant sine compression. And I want, what do I want? I want I don't know, squelches. Hello. You go down 2 octaves. Yep. Hello? Can I not? Oh, is that really the lowest fucking... That's so annoying. Okay. This is very annoying. And then, you go down an octave. What is the... What's playing the main melody? Is it... It's this guy here. Which is 28. Oh, I see. I am so silly. Right, and then this guy now goes down a bunch. And then now we can... Let's get a Foreman filter. Bugs in the frying pan. There we go. Oh. Wow, the phase shift from the Foreman filter moving fast is kind of crazy going into the distortion. Yeah, roar is really, really good. Okay, then I feel like we want, maybe, we make the sub bass finally change up, instead of doing the same fucking thing the entire time, right? It's been a while. It's been a while, we can change it up now. And then where's the operator doing the same thing? Is it you? Maybe we'll turn off the distortion. And let's grab some of the chords. Maybe we can... What I want, maybe saw wave with some filters on it or something. Oh, buddy. The 64. And then we have to make the drums switch up a lot. The drums. Let's get rid of this guy. Is the snare on the right spot? It feels like it's more... No, it's on the right spot. Okay, maybe it's really this... Oh, this is on the wrong spot. Let's move that to there, that to there. Yeah, why is that the case? It doesn't occur anywhere. Oh, it's there too. That's unfortunate. Okay, I fucked up the MIDI on everything. Because it happens right after the snare, and I don't really like that. I'm not a fan. Right, same kind of thing there. Yeah, should be fine. Should be fine. And then this one, we should probably put this all in the same group so it's less of a fucking nightmare. And then this one I want nudged. Okay, we need everything in the same fucking group, evidently. I don't know what I'm doing, right? Right, so we have this thing in A group. Let's move this guy near the subs. Every time I try to make a banger, it ends up sounding way too happy and dorky. Geez, it's a toughie. I feel that. I usually can't be intentional with what I'm making. I just sit down and I make music, and then it ends up being what it sounds like. It's pretty rare that I actually like make a dancey banger, right? The reason why I titled the stream that is because I already had the song in the making. I didn't just like sit down and do it. Anyways, I guess we'd want all of this to probably, let's just duplicate, fuck it. Let's just duplicate this, put that here, and then let's delete these. And then you get deleted there. And now you're all doing the same thing, sick. And then 33, you take in from 34 takes in from 33, you take in from 33, you mute this, right? No. In. Except now we... Yeah. And then you? What are you doing? Hello? What's going on? Yeah, fine. Just like make it kind of drunk. Just fuck it up a little bit. Right. Sound like shit. Yeah, no, that bit's stupid. That bit is stupid. I'll agree with that. Yeah, no, that's I'm trying to get like some kind of cool polymeter thing going, right? I guess we just stick with the original idea, probably. We count it as 10, 8, subdivided 3, 3, 2, 2. Yeah, it's a little ambiguous. I feel like I was counting it multiple ways, right? Yeah, with the really fast shakers and stuff, it's pretty fast, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 10, 8. It feels more 10, 8. I agree. Why am I awake this early? I mean, I'm normally awake this early, but I don't know, I felt like streaming sooner. I was supposed to be making artwork, and then I decided I hated doing that. And so I'm doing this. The sun is literally outside right now. I'm sick, and I can't fucking do anything or really enjoy much of anything besides sitting inside. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, polymeter with 3. Ooh, maybe we'll layer that afterwards, because like this thing here is already kind of fucking weird, right? We already kind of have sort of a polymeter because we have this thing and it resets on the 3.5 out of 5, right? So maybe after we loop this a bit, then we introduce that. And then I want squelches. Do I have any saved out squelches already? That would be like... No. I want something better. Yeah, no, those are not good. We can just use these guys. I just want fills. I want, you know, something like that. Hmm. Just something like that. Just something like that, honestly. Yeah, that was the sound I made. Like that. Why? That's so annoying. When it's zoomed out, I can't... It doesn't let me fucking drag to the... on the beat, I guess, because... If I subdivide into 3, I can? That's so weird. That's so weird. Now we're in triplet mode. Anyways, let's get a polymeter now. Hey, howdy, QWERTY. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you again. What do we want to do? Formant, filter. We're making weird music, as is the case. So I don't know. A polymeter. We'll just do something like that. I guess. Hold on, my brain is blanking. Right? I think we. Duck. Polymeter would just be. I don't know, something like that, right? But like repeats over and over again. But I feel like we want like a polyrhythm. I don't know, why is my brain blanking? I'm sick, leave me alone. Let's get a squelch generator. We'll put that there. Oh hey, what's up, Exon? I missed that message. I am feeling worse actually than yesterday, which is pretty sucks. It sucks right now. Just do that. And then we'll go like, right? Give him one of those, and then we'll hit him with one of these. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is dumb. It's terrible. Let's find other samples. I mean, I have these guys. We already have these guys, right? So we could take you, and then let's put the flat line on this thing, and then let's bounce in place. And then this bounce in place thing, we can pitch this up. It's kind of cool. There's kind of cool sounds going on. I kind of like how it descends there. Funny. It's kind of weird, but I mean, it's just like more heavy version of before, right? All right. 303. What would be the? Honestly, I kind of suck at doing like or getting the real like 303 acid sound. I mean, I know you just like crank a fucking a low pass filter resonator, right, or resonance on a saw wave, right? But there's like more to it than that. You got to distort it with the right thing, right? So we can try. Let's do 0, and then we need to micro tune it to 39 Edo because the song is in 39. And then right, and then I feel like how do we what are we trying to do here? Let's get a filter. Man, my brain is actually way I can feel myself being stupider. Right. Okay. Oh, I want to stop being sick. Let's add what do I want to add? I need an envelope. Right? How do the fucking envelopes work? There's envelope 1. I forgot how Zebra works. Here we go. We'll do envelope 2 here. Right, next we'll go the other way. And then we can change this because like yeah. Okay. Now let's add cutoff. Let's also affect resonance and drive. Fuck it. And then let's get a spell book. And then the idea is some of these we have a shit ton of different types of low pass filters built into here. They all different shit going on. Drive isn't doing shit. Okay, bud. Yeah, it's not really, I don't know. I suck at using this. The envelopes are confusing. I mean, we could just saturate it after the fact. I mean, that would be, I would know more about what's going on there. And then, can we change the depth? Can we also modify that as a... Yeah, we can. Okay, that's cool. So we can modify depth, also the cutoff, also the resonance a bit. Right, so now we have this thing. Let's change this to that. And then let's, I don't know, take you, copy, paste. Oh. Right, it's got a little bit of that. It's got a little bit of that sound now. What did I do? What did I just do wrong? You go there, delete, delete. Right, that's kind of cool. Yeah, pigments are good, but I want to get good at zebra, so I'm using zebra, and it sounded pretty fucking cool. It sounds pretty unique, I think. Using whatever this expansive. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, once you have it kind of set up, then you just switch the filters. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Right, so now we gotta want to mute the other thing. Octave lower? Okay. Yeah, it's better this way. Still kind of cool. Wait, not this one. Let's set this to hexagram. I broke everything. It sounds way less cool than before. Okay. Okay. So that fits. Let's just set this off. Yeah, there we go. And then we do that again. Why does it suck so much right now? The fuck? Yeah, stop being terrible, bro. Out of tune. I have to go back to fucking Zebra because we're super limited and I can't just shift it down an octave in the thing. I think I have to set this to -12, right? Alright, that's kind of cool. I want to change up the drums a little bit. What did I do with the drums? And then dotted notes. That bit kind of sucks. Didn't I not just record like all this shit out? What did I do with it? Yeah, I recorded it out to here. Did I deleted it? I don't know. So we got these guys. Have I ever listened to 7 Grand Dance by Stir? It's a whole EDM Dariacore album, 7 and nice slaps. I've never listened to that. No, I have no idea who they are, but I will peep it. 7 Grand Dance. Stir. Sick. Well. This is 4/4. I guess there's like a little double click. Alright, give me more. I mean, when it comes to the super repetitive beat, like, I guess you could technically, like, loop over, like, the vocal every 7 beats, right? Like... She's an old money bitch. I mean, this is just in 4/4. I do really like the super nostalgic, like, rave stab, old school hardcore rave vibe. Okay, this one's kind of sick. Yeah, this one's sick. This one's in 7.
Look, I'm a cleaner. I can feel no remorse in a dead body.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I will peep more of it later. Okay, this sounds weird. What if we just do that? What if we roar it again? No. Take this guy. Let's make glitches out of it. Hello, Seal QQHCC. Welcome. Let's just bounce this. And then slow it down and then distort it, and you know, do the usual things, and maybe we can make some like drum fills and stuff, or like not drum fills, but you know, because they're made out of synths, not drums. Hit it with flatline. Let's have something like that going, right? Something like that, and then we just like change that to a different sample. It's a clusterfuck. The whole thing's a clusterfuck. I don't know. Maybe we just go back. I don't know what to do. Maybe we cut this bit here. Maybe we introduce it slowly. Reintroduce the initial big bass thing. Was this guy. What the fuck am I doing? What's happening? What happened to all these guys? Aren't you supposed to be like super fucking... What happened to you? This sounds pathetic and sad. Did it always sound pathetic and sad? Works better than before. I guess the main problem is this guy. The cutoff on the LFO, on the filter from the LFO being changed in time is making it sound like the transient is moving, so that it becomes off beat and then it sucks. So how can we fix that? We can take an auto pan. The auto pan. 16, do that, make it a saw wave. Yeah, you can hear that it sucks at this point. that doesn't work. What if we actually just make it on beat? No. Let's just duplicate that bit over, and then let's make this to something totally different over here. And then I don't know what to do there. Let's make another zebra patch. Maybe one final layer that is higher pitch. And then song can end. Right. Right. And then you need to be tuned because you're not tuned. 39 tuned. And then what if we do, I don't know, fucking additive synth. You could go up 12. Okay, you sound bad. And then what do we got? What do we got? No, no. Let's make this go into, you know what? Instead of oscillator, use FM. Nice. And then this go into folder. Right? Cool. And then hit him with one of these and one of those. Oh, okay. I was thinking why I wanted the envelope to affect the folder amount, but the envelope is applied after all this. So if we want that to happen, then we definitely need to put, yeah, folder has to go out. So if you want the folder to be reactive at all, pretty much to any envelopes or anything, or if you want it to be polyphonic and you want the folder to react to like chords as opposed to a single note, then you definitely got to do this. Where the fuck is the folder? Here. How do you make a zero monophonic? How do you do that? Like, what if I just don't want this to be polyphonic, you know? I feel like that's pretty voices one. Nice. And then we, I don't know, crank that. Okay. It sucks. Sounds like a fucking oboe or like a some double reeded instrument, yeah. It kind of fits for the I don't know, the weird microtonal vibe. It's a very melodic based. It's in 5/4. We got like darbuka and other samples. So it's got like a Middle Eastern vibe. It kind of fits. It kind of makes sense. Let's put, we need vibrato on it because I don't know, make that shit have vibrato. How do we do that? We want LFO on pitch tune on this guy. And And then we make you. And then let's get LFO2 on this guy. And so LFO2 will open this up. So it attacks. Nice. And then let's free this. What if we just add like, hello, Alika Revo. What if we add a tiny bit of comb filtering and mix it into the signal to make it, I don't know, sound just a little bit more chaotic? Yeah. And then we crank. I mean, it's a funny sound. We're just kind of smacking you over the head with the same fucking melody over and over again, but crazy drums and stuff. It's funny. I'm gonna drink some water, use the bathroom, whatnot. I'm just gonna blast this really, really loudly throughout my house so I can hear it. Yeah, we're in a microtonal tuning, so everything's sound, and we're in a really fucking weird scale along with it. So it's a weird spooky scale and then weird spooky time signatures. It's definitely on the spooky vibe, yeah. I want to find out. I need to make the downbeat. I think to make this a little bit more danceable, I need to make the downbeat more obvious for all the normies out there. So just maybe just cranking like erosion. I think honestly, I think that's the move. Maybe it would be easier. Honestly, it'll be way easier for me to work with this if I just turn on the erosion on the downbeat. Right? So we're just adding some noise to the kick. And then I can like do this. Yeah, this section sucks. This section is good. So maybe just get rid of the I was thinking the other day about beatboxers. How the changing landscape of sound gave them credibility. People's ears got used to hearing weird sounds. So it's not about imitating. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I suppose in a sense. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in the beatboxing scene or really pay much attention to it, but I imagine they started mimicking, you know, making weird, funny sounds as sound design trends changed as well. Because it's just about imitating sounds and music and whatnot. So that makes sense. You know, people making dubstep beatboxing. That wasn't a thing probably in the 90s because why would people do that if they didn't have music that sounded like fart sounds, you know? Electronic music stepped away or even got defined by making sounds that are not natural, right? Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Yeah, it's stuff that is done electronically that sounds electronic, which ends up giving it a sound or a vibe in of itself, which ends up getting like its own emotional or whatever, its own feelings, right? That sounds like electronic music as like a vibe, you know? Like electronic music from the 90s has a particular vibe to it because it's defined by that, like all the genres and the styles of music and the sound design that was being made at that time and drum machines and whatnot. So that makes sense. Okay, yeah, this section here sucks. This section sucks for sure. I mean, the sound design is boring. We just got like a really aggressive sound compression bass. But I just don't think it really carries all that well, frankly. Maybe we just copy this section. Kind of repeats itself. I don't know. Maybe we can go back to one of these. I've listened to this on loop for so long now. I'm losing it. Let's leave and just do sound design. Let's just do sound design in, I don't know, Zebra or something. Let's try to figure out more Zebra stuff. I made some pretty cool acid sounding basses in Zebra, so I don't know, we can try exploring that a little bit deeper. Yeah. What are the other ingredients to like a 303 acid bass line? Right? Like what I think it's literally just saw wave in a fucking in a low pass filter with a high resonance. I think that's literally it. And you just got to get cool low pass filters. Right? And then you're just tuning envelopes. That's pretty much all it is, right? I guess you could use a square wave and stuff, whatever, you know. And then you clip the shit out of it. Also, the distortion that you use matters a lot. Yeah. Here, let's make an acid patch. Zebra 3. I'm really liking Zebra. I'm figuring it out. It's a vibe. Right? So we got this guy. How do bass lines work? Let's take. Wait. I know what to do. Let's grab pigments, envelopes, and portamento. Isn't portamento, that's like sliding, right? Is that not pitch sliding? I feel like the acid baseline typically doesn't have pitch bending in it, right? That's more for like squelchy stuff, but the second you start pitch bending it, then it becomes squelchy. But it's basically the same kind of vibe. All right, let's find an acid baseline pigments preset, because I know some of these have just like cool sequencers already set up, and I just want to shove a sequencer into it. Can I not just type in acid? Thank you. Acid Arctic. What do you sound like? Okay, that's just using filters. I mean, those are shitty sequence. Oh, acid research systems. All right, let's just have that. So that's our pigments, and then you are gonna take in from pigments, and we're gonna take in from pigments again, and that's how it works. And now let's set to in. Right. Cool. Can I randomize this more? Sequencer. Be cooler. Fucking randomize the octave a little bit. And then auto regen every, I don't know. Or on arpeggiator. Okay, fuck it. We just have a thing. And then all that matters is we just want a cool filter, right? Grab a cool filter. Learning got the potential to be fun. Envelopes portamento. It's the portamento on the note, so the filter envelope re-triggers independently from the note pattern. Like so like sometimes the filter from the previous note is affecting the next note, and sometimes it isn't, and therefore you're getting more variation and stuff. Pigments is good. I haven't explored the new things in the new pigments. I can't remember what they even added. Was that when they added the vocoder and shit? No, they added new effects. I never use the effects actually in pigments because I'm not a effects in the box kind of guy. I like to do my effects in Ableton afterwards because I have all my own crazy racks and shit. And the moment I have effects in the thing, then I can't really have them talk to each other outside of the thing. So I tend to not fuck with effects that much, but pigments is good. I like it. Yeah. All right, so we have we have this guy. Right, and then we have a filter. And then we want envelope 2. Let's bigger screen, envelope 2, you're gonna affect cutoff. I guess I'm tempted to just put right, there we go. We already got it. And then you can be like, already did it. Do you still use the tuning star modulation stuff? What? Tuning star modulation stuff. I mean, I micro-tune the stuff, and then also there's a cool feature where you can justly tune it. You can hyper-calibrate it, and then it's perfectly in tune. But only for chords and stuff, so if you play like a major chord, it tunes the perfect fifth and the major third the same. Stuff like that. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. So, okay, we got this dude, Zebra. Cool. So the filter FM's pretty neat. So I feel like we're going to want another oscillator, and this guy in B is going to be from lane 2. this doesn't go out. And then we can tune this. So now we have filter FM modulation coming from oscillator 2, and we can tune that funny. Oh, the spellbook. Yes, yeah, I use the spellbook constantly. Yeah, and I normally would immediately just slap it on all these effects, but I want to get good at Zebra in particular, so I'm going to try to avoid it, right? Okay, wait, now I need to look at the manual. I want to know, what is the difference between filter FM when it's on the left and when it's on the right? Because it's like some unique ass thing for every single case. Oh, it's so bright. Hold on, I need to put this on dark mode. Let's open up Google. Thank you. Filter. Oh no. Where are you? Down here. Please. Where the fuck is the filter? Oscillator effects, FMO, noise, excite, filter. Okay, filter FM. C routing. Well, no, I want to know. Fuck. I can't. There's no back arrow for clicking on a thing. It's terrible. I already lost the filter. Filter. Pitch source. Gotcha. I understand all that. Key follow. Yes. Filter FM. Frequency modulation and audio rate from the secondary input. C routing. It's bipolar. I know it's bipolar, but so are we just multiplying by a polarity inversion when it's in the negative side? Is that all we're doing? I don't think so. I don't think that's all we're doing. Because if this is set to be a fucking sine, like, all right, this guy is a sine wave, right? No, it sounds the same. Yeah, I think that's actually what's happening. How often does it actually matter when you FM something by a polarity inversion versus the other thing, you know? Okay, anyways. And then we want... Do we have... Are there macros? Can I just, like, assign all the knobs I want? I'm just gonna fucking put it all on a spell book. I don't care. I don't fucking care. It's all going on a spell book. I do like Two Lone Swordsmen. I only know that one album of theirs, the green one. But it's good. I don't know it super well. But here, we'll put attack on you. We can configure attack. It's not really doing the thing I was expecting at all. Right? Okay, it's kind of working. Let's be more extreme. And then we'll we also want to map the actual cutoff, of course. Play with square too. 3-3 has both. Square gives more punch. Okay. I'm not even going for the acid sound anymore. Let's change this to... Why? Filter. Envelope. Come on. Okay, here's the downside of the spellbook. If I want it to be per voice, if I want randomness per voice, then I think yeah, I can't do it with the spellbook. I have to do it all internally, right? Like if I want a different fucking acid sound on every, like I'm playing a chord, right? I'm from California. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just figure out cool acid sounds, and then there's a bunch of different filters. Anyway, so what do we want to do if we want to make it per voice? I guess we would map an LFO to you, and you will be... Or do I have to use another envelope? How do we do this again? I make it random hold. Random hold. Does random hold do sample and hold? I can't remember. I'm forgetting. We'll do another one on you. Single? Well, Zebra 3 is free at the moment, so you can find out if you even like it. Yeah, there's a click. I'm not really concerned about it at the moment. It's on beta, so what's gonna happen is you're gonna fall in love with it, and then you're gonna have to shell out like $200 for it in a couple months. So, they're gonna get you. Oh, I'm not even hitting it with distortion. Right? Like, we definitely want that if we're going to make it super acidy. I suppose we could just put a kick drum just to make it, we can just make a beat real quick. Alright, speed run, make a beat. Fuck actually doing 4/4. We're gonna make it better than that. We're gonna do, I don't know, some sort of halftime breakbeat thing. I'm gonna put that there. And then we're gonna cut that out, and we're gonna do that. Da, 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 da. And then we need hats. Hats from here, this one. And then we take all of these, and then we do that, and then we're gonna warp this speed run super fast. We're gonna transpose it up, and then we're gonna set this on 16, and then we're gonna hit it with an erosion and make that really high. And then we're gonna take another hat, because that's gonna sound like shit probably. And then we'll take this, which also sounds like shit, and we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna take something else, which is this thing, a little bit better, and then we'll do that, and then we'll take open hat, and then we'll take this guy, and then we'll do that, and then we'll delay it out or something, and then I don't know. That's all of our drums. All right, it sounds like garbage. I forgot that. Wait, I can just make it faster. Okay. Then we need to slow it down. Actual folder. Put a folder here, not and let's compare. Where is the folder? Yeah, every single one of these filters has its own, like, I don't know, sweet spot with resonance, and so switching between the filters, you still have to like tune the resonance, which is kind of annoying. Being in electronic and composing, do you feel like rhythm or percussion are very much in the present type of music? Well, melody, not melody, my god, is memory based. Maybe it's just my brain. As Mr. Leak says, we could use various notes and rhythms simultaneously to create beautiful stuff. While technically, they're both the same thing, right? Like rhythm. Everyone's like, oh, pitch equals rhythm. Nuts, crazy. I mean, they aren't to the human brain, right? We do interpret them differently. You interpret a pitch as just like its own thing, whereas a rhythm is more like obviously discrete, like divisions in time, and so rhythm is like an active time thing, whereas a chord feels like an instantaneous moment, even though it isn't. It's just a thing that is there, even though it's not. It still takes time to digest it. Yeah, they're both the same in that they're made of the same thing, but the way that the human brain fundamentally extracts and decomposes the information and digests it and sends signals to the brain, they're sent as different things. So they're different at the end of the day, because music is just what the brain interprets. Who cares if they're made up of the same building blocks? That's just being like, dude, everything's quarks. It's all quarks. Well, sure, but like but what do they make up and how do they interact with everything else, So I don't know. Is that kind of idea, but yeah, rhythm is cool. Rhythm is very cool. I do like it is interesting that almost every single like many things in music theory regarding melody and harmony, there's a parallel in rhythm, right? Like the tonic is like the equivalent of like if you're in 4/4 or whatever, like the BPM, right? Because the BPM is literally the rate at which the cycle resets, and the tonic is just the rate at which your root note resets, right? And it's frequency, and everything is in regards to that note, and everything is basically playing to our brain some harmonic series related to the fundamental of the tonic, the root, which is the same thing as like when you're playing subdivisions in a like you're playing quarter notes, that's basically 2 octaves above the fundamental in if you were to like translate it. And all that's super interesting for sure. And I guess that just comes from the fact that like it's still the same thing at the end of the day, so obviously there's going to be parallels, right? We're just creating patterns in time. And how do you create patterns in time? You divide it and you subdivide it and multiply it and stuff. So it all kind of comes to be the same thing. Well, a lot of pleasing intervals are also pleasing or interesting polyrhythms. And I think it's the same reason, essentially. Yeah, it comes from the same thing, for sure. But I guess I'm just saying that, like, the human brain's interpretation of what's going on is different. Even though mathematically they're, like, very similar or the same thing. At the end of the day, it's about the human brain. Like, you don't perceive shit as a polyrhythm. Also, really cool chords. Like, for instance, like, chords are so dominant in Western, harmony, right? Like seventh chords. What does a seventh chord sound like if you distill it down to its like polyrhythm? It's a clusterfuck. Like no one actually makes music with that complex of a polyrhythm unless you're like Steve Vai or whatever, right? Um, wait, is that no? Who's the Steven dude? Anyways, the guy who makes like crazy polymeters and stuff like that. Like I feel like unless you're deliberately exploring like polyrhythms and stuff, people don't make polyrhythms that complex. They don't naturally arise, whereas like these chords do arise because we interpret them differently. Like a super crazy, add 9, sharp 13, whatever chord, its polyrhythm is going to be not really understandable, frankly. Stevie Polymeter, there we go. The inventor. Context and subject make the thing either on their own or it's not. Either on their own is not the same, or so I think anyway. Like how a song one DJ set can hit, and the same song in another set falls flat. Yeah, context matters, of course. I guess I'm just saying uh I think you do perceive intervals as polyrhythms basically. Well, not really, because your cochlea literally there's literally certain hairs in your brain that or in your cochlea, there's little hairs that get stimulated when particular frequencies are met, right? There's like multiple different mechanisms that are going on. And so the way that we interpret chords is very, very, very different from how you interpret a polyrhythm. Think about this. If rhythms are very low notes, we don't often use dissonant intervals in low pitches. Yeah, yeah, and there's definitely overlap, and because they are the same thing mathematically. Like, don't get me wrong, I am saying they're the same thing, but I'm saying to the human brain, they're very distinct things. And so I guess I don't even know what I'm arguing. Maybe I'm just being annoying and just wanting to argue. But I think what I'm saying is that the whole rhythm equals pitch thing is super cool, but like it falls flat if you can only push it so far because there's a bottleneck in terms of like information from rhythm to pitch, because that bottleneck is literally how the human brain processes it and interprets it in a very completely different way. I'm sick. Leave me alone. I'm articulating things horribly, but I hope you get what I'm getting at. So we can use simple rhythms. It is like using simpler wide harmonics and lower hertz. Yeah, it's just that like the complexity of rhythm, I feel, and maybe this is just my dumbass Western brain, because our music is not rhythmically complex at all compared to like African music and Indian music and stuff. Um, but I feel like you can push harmony so much more further than you possibly can push polyrhythm, right? Like, like chords, you can have a chord that takes fucking 200 cycles of each note or whatever to resolve, right? It has some so like super super dissonant interval, right? Like I don't know. Um, and if you try to make that a polymeter, it's going to be this extremely long thing that takes like minutes to resolve because it's so slow. So you're not even gonna interpret it as like two things gluing together. You're gonna interpret them as like two separate things. Um, I can't believe I've never started a song with a major third polyrhythm or something. Yeah, 5 against 4. Well, this song's in, well, no, the last song was in 5/4. So we use simple rhythms like using simple or wide harmonies, right? Uh, yeah, it's just like, we use octaves a lot, and we do use the equivalent of octaves in music a fuck ton. And we do use the equivalent of perfect fifths a good amount, that 3-2 ratio we do. That's like one of the very few polyrhythms we do use. Um, but like how often do 7-4 polyrhythms actually happen? And polyrhythms in particular, like the way that we interpret rhythm for the most part, it is not going to be one repeating element over and over again. Like very very rarely is there music where you literally all the rhythmic elements are doing some shit like this, right? Where they're just creating polyrhythm with each other. I'm not highlighting things well, but the point is, rhythm usually has like some initial cycle, and we'll use subdivisions that appear kind of randomly within it, but like we'll take things out, right? You'll deliberately remove some of these elements. And so it's also not quite the same in terms of it being a constant repeating, each of the intervals in terms of rhythm being a constant repeating thing. Okay, hold on, I have to look at this. What's up, Lucas? How you doing? Welcome. I'm not even really sure what we're debating. Why we don't often have true polyrhythms possible for this reason. Yeah, we use simple rhythms. I wonder, like in regards to us using simple rhythms as opposed to in comparison to simpler wide harmonies. Like I really wonder what like the limit would be for like a human culture being able to expand upon complexity of rhythms. And also, like, I don't know, super complex rhythms often aren't just no, a lot of African music. A lot of African music does go pretty crazy with the polymeter, but it's not. I don't know. I don't really know. Mr. League says, I don't agree. I think it's the same stuff, but I respect it very much. Now, yeah, I mean, I think I've probably already made it clear, and you probably understand what I'm saying. I'm just gonna repeat. They are the same thing mathematically and physically, but the way that the human brain interprets it is different. The way that we interpret pitch is a result of the basilar membrane, this weird little fucking tongue thing inside your cochlea, vibrates at different points because it's tonotopically mapped, which means when you hit an impulse into it, the frequency of the impulse will vibrate different parts of it. It gets decomposed like an FFT. There's an FFT being applied to it, right? Essentially. It's not a literal FFT algorithm, but essentially decomposes the frequency components. You can't apply that to rhythm, right? Because rhythm is objectively something that like isn't, something repeating extremely fast to create like frequency. I guess you technically could with polyrhythm, but it would be a weird fucking FFT. I don't really know how that works. I don't really know how that would work. Yeah, if you, I guess if the impulse was obscenely big and you took this as your window, your time window for interpreting the sound, then you could create an FFT and try to decompose a massively large polyrhythm. But they're still not the same thing. The way that the human brain interprets it is very different. I mean, simply for the fact that like we can hear 20 hertz and up, we can't hear below 20 hertz, right? There's different components and mechanisms happening. So it's just the human brain interprets it differently. Did we, the scientists, study the difference of how pitch modulates itself between the attack and its fading out? Yeah. The difference between hitting a snare and striking a chord, they're the same thing. They're the same thing. It's just different objects are resonating in different ways due to like modal characteristics or I don't know, the anatomy of the instrument, whatever you're hitting. In rhythm, we have more interesting gaps rather than consistent distances between every pulse. Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah. Yes, exactly, because those polyrhythms are simple harmonies, so they're easier to work with. What we're debating, but we're masters at it. There we go. Sharing knowledge, users debate, but it can happen. A crazy polyrhythm overlapping is akin to having a very complex chord in the base of an arrangement. Difficult to work with. Oh. Okay, I see what you're getting at. Yeah, the reason why you can't, I like that. Okay. I see where you're getting at. I do like that. The reason why a crazy polyrhythm doesn't work is for the exact same reason as a crazy chord in the bass doesn't work, because it's the same thing. Kinda. Yeah. Yeah, it's literally the same thing. So that's your explanation as to why it doesn't work. Okay. So like, I mean, I guess they're like, I now I still stand by like psychoacoustically they're different, but it is interesting, and I guess you could say the difference between like rhythm and pitch is similar to the difference between like sounds at 5 kilohertz versus sounds at 50 hertz, right? Like sub bass is very different from mid range and high range. The way that it interacts with the environment, the way that it interacts with the human brain, and the way that it interacts with other chords relative to it, because we hear sound in a range, right? Just simply due to the fact that we're limited between 20 hertz and 20 kilohertz just means that sounds at the bottom of that range behave differently to the top, right? And I think that same relationship is kind of what's happening with sounds that are like low frequency and rhythms, which are infrasonic. How could we recognize harmonic relationships if it's decoded like that? What do you mean? How do we recognize these polyrhythms so quick? And it's strange that the decode is not obvious to me as someone with ears. Could you elaborate a little bit? Like, you're talking about the human ability to recognize intervals versus like polyrhythms and stuff. I mean, again, there is different like brain mechanisms and stuff at play, but the human brain can, well, one, I think like really complex polyrhythms, I think you literally have to count it if they're complex enough. Yeah, rhythm is extremely low frequency, but the reason why you literally have to count it is because it happens over such a long period of time. Whereas like I think intervals, they're really fast polyrhythms, they happen so fast that it happens like within an instant. There's nothing you could possibly count, so you just like can feel it, you know? It's something you feel because it happens in such a short amount of time. Yeah, rhythm is extremely low frequency. Well, constant rhythms, I suppose. Right? Because again, also, you know, some rhythms you be removing elements in almost all music. So I suppose I am only talking about arranging, not psychoacoustics. Gotcha. Well, rhythm is still a little bit different. The fact that, like, for instance, it all resolves within this downbeat, like right here we have a fuck ton of different sounds, whatever this is. Right, there's a bunch of sounds, and there's things that do repeat, but the whole entire thing repeats every 4 bars, so you could just say that this is your fundamental, and all these sounds come from, like, harmonics of this entire wavelength. And so it's possible to take this entire thing and then speed this whole chunk up really, really fast. But the fact that, like, some of these elements are not spaced evenly apart means the only section where it actually repeats and creates a note, a frequency, is going to be this entirety, right? This is the equivalent of like a waveform that like has a little blip here and a blip here and a blip here, and then it repeats in that entire thing. So it's going to be composed of like really high frequency, a weird collection of harmonics, but you know, relative to the fundamental. There is a cool blurry space between feeling and polyrhythm and harmony. How fast is too fast? It's an interesting question. Yeah, there's and I've talked about this song a lot on stream before, but there's a fantastic song album, honestly, by Woolg. If you haven't listened to it, you need to. It's called Last Time, 2018. And this is the best example I've ever heard of someone fucking with a polyrhythm chord thing. Is we got, I think, this song. Basically, I don't know. Just imagine you're listening to a song for a really long time. It's super crazy and it sounds great. And it sounds like this. I'm gonna speed up. I'm ruining the effect. Just imagine this is really cool and I'm not cutting through the song and speeding it up. Technically that is pitch bends, yeah. But if the pitch bends are happening within a single cycle, then it's FM synthesis. So this whole song is there's just a polyrhythm happening with the drums the whole time, with the kicks, right? Anyways, I'm speeding up. And the chord turns into it's a beat and eventually. And then it's just a song from there on out. Very cool, super cool. Best example I've heard of that. I would really like, and this is something I've tried a couple times and never really got it to sound good at all. Is I want to have a drum loop, and in the drum loop there is a note, there's a pitch, a little boop, you know, something like that. And then I want to slow it down like I do with like a resay rhythm. I want to slow it down exponentially on that boop, and then that boop decays into the same fucking song as before. I want it to just fractally zoom in on one little like chord or note or whatever. It technically would be like a super crazy chord. It would have to be like filtered or some shit. I tried it before and it sounded like dog shit, so I need to like figure out a proper way to. I guess like the way he was doing it in that is that the elements that were sped up was entirely just like the kick drums. I should shoot him a message. I should ask him. He probably would explain. What's up, Slayerificated? But we are still considering pleasing and abrasive timbres in bending notes are FM'd. So I'm hypothesizing adhering to the school that the same ratios are significant across the hertz spectrum. As in, just because a pitch isn't steady doesn't mean we still can't consider it in an analogous way. Yeah, I suppose. For instance, if we have fucking we got, let's say we got this guy here, right? We got this thing here. We could say this is a thing of this frequency, right? This is a waveform and it repeats here, right? But if we take one thing out, this is a new waveform that repeats here. And it's going to have a little bit of a different, it's going to sound different, right? I mean, it's going to be mostly consisted of this frequency, I think, but there's going to be weird-ass harmonic shit going on to compensate for this little guy being missing, right? I'm trying to think of like what that would actually sound like. I don't know. My brain ain't good enough. Can we try to recreate that with like Serum? Right? Like technically, I think we would want. How do you even do this? Like if we have this guy, we set sync on. We can have a bunch of these, and then can I? Ah, fuck. Can I squish this? How do I squish this? How to squish? Okay, I could draw my own. Hold on. I don't know what I'm doing, man. So imagine we got this. Now how to make bigger? How to make bigger? I mean, I could just normalize this. Normalize. And then we can just like fucking let. That's basically what we're talking about, right? This is basically what we're talking about. So we have this sound, which is going to be this. Sounds. Really? Oh, I have sync up. Right? And then we edit wavetable. Edit wavetable. We cut one out. It adds a bunch of harmonics. It makes it super fucking weird. It's still dominant on that frequency, but all these other harmonics are added in such a way that when the waveform plays, it cancels out this one. So, right? We have that, and then we have. So that's essentially what's going on in like any rhythm that isn't that. You know, if you're playing 16th notes and you're cutting certain 16th notes out, if you were to express that as a waveform that's sped up really fast, it's like that frequency, but with a bunch of shit taken out. So if we like, I don't know, we do that. Right? It's still the most dominant. There's still one most dominant frequency. But here, if we do this, then. Yeah, this is like a warped single sine wave where you're like squishing half of it. Can't you load a sample into the wavetable editor and change the LFO speed? Yeah, I don't think I can make it fast enough though. Um, but it's interesting to think about, like, conceptually what's going on, right? Like, literally any single time something isn't a sine wave, there's harmonics, right? For instance, you might be like, oh, this is just a sine wave and it's decaying out, but it changes in volume, right? It's changing in volume a little bit. And if it changes in volume at all, there's harmonics at play, right? Because you have to add harmonics in such a way at that moment to change the shape of the thing, right? So, you know, if I do this, there's harmonics right here. You know, like right here, look, there's a tiny curve. It bends up and goes to 0 really, really quickly. Obviously, this is going to add harmonics. And then if it's like just sharp enough such that it's like jumping up really fast, there's infinitely many harmonics, because now we're creating an instantaneous jump, right? There's an instantaneous little click right there as a result, because you can't move a speaker from one point to the other instantaneously. Therefore, you need an infinite amount of energy. And so the longer this fade is, the less harmonics are going to be there, because this fade is essentially a smoothing function, which is what a low-pass filter does, right? So you can think about it. That's cool. You can think about it that this is like an instantaneous little jump, a click. There's infinitely many harmonics in the same way that like a saw wave or a square wave has. And then you smooth it out with a low-pass filter, and then you're removing all the harmonics. And that's how volume curves, right, relate to the frequency spectrum. It's pretty neat. Okay, we were talking about loading a sample into the wave. Oh, I could load a sample into the wavetable editor. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Let's try that, I guess. Drum loop. Just give me something. I mean, that one's pretty long. And there's FFT. I think this one's going to try to do the entire. I don't know what. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, is there a certain algorithm for just? I just want to chuck this thing in. I mean, I don't think there's enough samples. There's no. It's a massive drum loop. I don't know. Yeah, these are all just going to be like. I don't really know how to do it. Imagine if you could hit a snare or strike a chord at the exact same speed at which it vibrates. What? If you can hit a snare or strike a chord at the exact same speed at which it vibrates, nothing would happen? Oh. Kind of. Wait, what the fuck would happen? Right? You push on a thing, right? Let's look at, I don't know, this thing, right? You hit a thing, you push on it, right? That means it's gonna bulge outwards. It's gonna go out, and then when it goes back in, it starts to bulge. When it starts to bulge inwards, you push on it again. Right? So you're hitting the chord with an impulse, but then that impulse is also followed by the response polarity inverted, which would neutralize it, because then you're just adding a negative. You're adding the polarity inversion of a sound plus the positive version of the sound at exactly the exact same spot, right? Which is where the sound would emit, which would neutralize it everywhere, so no sound would come out. Yeah. Yeah, that's neat. That's a cool thought. Okay, I've been yapping for a while and I'm sick, so I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna eat some food and I don't know, rest and whatnot. I want soup. I want pho. God damn it. I want extremely spicy soup. So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, this was a fun stream. I don't know, we worked on that one song for like an hour, and then we talked about sound design for a good heckin' minute. Yeah. Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope to see y'all soon. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah.